Welcome back, you Scotty mates. We're doing a pirate video. How y'all doing, folks? It's your buddy Orange Hat here to bring you another video. Theme stream episode 41, Trilogy Thoughts, Pirates of the Caribbean Trilogy. So, I'm not going to be pulling up any stills because you know what? YouTube is rather a stickler about that. They tend to pick on the smaller channels more if you even show stills now, apparently. And so I am gonna pull up. I mean, not so you guys have to focus on my ugly mug. So I am gonna pull up this so we can all enjoy looking at the cast of the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy. There we go. So yeah, I watched it recently. The trilogy, not the other two films. The other two films are immaterial as to my caring. And but before I do get started, hello, Real Review or Real Nerdy Review. Good to see you. But yes, if you want to support my channel, best way to do is to sub to it. I'm trying to get to 2025 subs by the year 2025, which is next year. So that is my goal. I am gonna try to accomplish said goal. But yeah, I also want to do other stuff too. So tonight I'm going to be on the Bar Room podcast with Society Reviews and them. We're going to talk some shit and call out the hypocrisies of Hollywood and other stuff. And we're also going to, tomorrow night with me and Jade Shadow on her channel, we're going to be talking Jurassic Park. I also just watched that movie too to get it fresh in my head. God, such beautiful music by John Williams. Thursday, exclusively on X, because fuck YouTube in this case, I am going to be on X talking The Saint with Val Kilmer and Elizabeth Shue, where he is a master thief and whatnot. And it's exclusively on X, so the best way that you can support me on X is go to Orange Hat. Well, let me put this away for a second. To go to this one, Orange Hat 2185, sub to that, go onto your PC or whatever you have that's not your phone, and turn on the bell. And also turn on the bell on your phone, I guess, because I will be that is the best way to get notified that I'm going live on X. So yes, Thursday night is the singles with Mara on X. And then Friday is Orange Hat Uncensored. Sunday is the weekly recap and whatnot, where me and Kate will be talking about the Acolyte stuff. And we'll be talking about other Hollywood stuff that goes on during this week. We'll cover it in the recap. As well as, let's see here. Mondays, I have a poll on my on my profile account. Do you want to see Monday or I'm going to try creating a stream for Mondays. It's either going to be Monday readings or Monday rants. Rants will have people coming on. Rants will allow people to come on, talk or rant about any sort of stuff they want to rant about on either politics, entertainment and stuff. No personal drama. I'm not going to have that on my channel anymore. Sunday was a one-off kind of thing, and I really have no more use for it. So yeah, no more drama there. So any personal drama, keep it in your own stuff, keep it in your own life. The Monday rants, if that is what it becomes, will be discussing just politics and entertainment. However, if the votes turn out to be Monday readings, I will be choosing some chat or pages from this book, the Dark Lord Trilogy, to give my thoughts on certain lore from the EU to begin with. And then I'll go to other books and such and whatnot, because I like Star Wars and I like discussing the EU, which is canon. The Disney stuff, that's not Star Wars. But to those who do like it, hey, you're free to like it. I'm not going to make fun of you. So, yeah. I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm not going to call you any names. I'm not like that. But anyway, Pirates of the Caribbean. Great trilogy. Now, the first movie, he informed me that the movie was, or the story was a ripoff for something called Monkey Island. Now, I haven't really much did looking into it. However, I know Stieg isn't going to make up some shit, so yeah. So there's really not much that I can say of it. However, I do like the story of this idea of the pirates and the dead pirates. Jeffrey Rush, man. He is one of my, or next to Sparrow, it is what's his name? Barbosa, played by Jeffrey Rush. Dear gosh, man. I love, or the first movie really did set up that he was a learned pirate. He came into piracy, yes, but he was definitely smarter than than most other pirates. And here's something that I never thought I'd share. The origin of my late dog, a Maltese poodle, and her name, Polly. It's a misspelling of the word used in this film. Nice. Orange and the good folks in the chat. Nice. Good to see you, Neozoic and whatnot. But yes, afternoon to Pierre. But yeah, another fun fact about the music of this movie. A lot of people praise the music of He's a Pirate and the music, the score and whatnot. Did you know that score also appeared in another movie called Gladiator with Russell Crowe and Jaimin Honshu? Yeah, if you pay attention to the beginning of that movie and you pay attention to the Captain Jack Sparrow coming into Port Royal, you'll definitely notice that there is a very similar, albeit slightly tweaked, score to that movie, or from a different movie, because it's also the same person, Hans Zimmer, I believe, that did the score for both Gladiator and Pirates. But I absolutely love Johnny Depp, man. The man has had some problems over the last few years, but one thing he definitely got right was Captain Jack Sparrow. You watch him in the bloopers, you watch him in all that stuff. He is freaking hilarious. This movie is these movies are essentially 2-hour plus bloopers, because with the story sprinkled in as well. I mean, they're so fun to watch. I love Captain Jack Sparrow's introduction, where he's bailing out this boat that he's on and whatnot, and it's like, huh. And then he sees the hanging pirates, and he gives them he pulls off his hat and gives them a salute. Jeffrey as Barbosa and Depp as Sparrow were obviously my favorite characters in the film. The third being Orlando Bloom. All three of them are great characters. Yes, Orlando Bloom is definitely a good character. His character is actually through that phenomenon where a side character happens to have a greater importance than being simply a side character. Because at first he started as a side character. He wasn't established, or we all know that Jack is the main character. However, when it comes to Will Turner, he is a lead. Yes, he is. Depp, Keira Knightley, and Orlando Bloom. However, his character happens to have the biggest growth, the biggest character arc, because he goes from a lowly blacksmith who was searching, or kid who was searching for his father, turned into a blacksmith, becoming a pirate, and then becoming the pirate that ferries people to the dead, or to the land of the dead. Essentially, Chiron from Greek mythology. But Jeffrey Rush is Barbosa, man. Let's pull this back up. I mean, dude, he's played some pretty good characters. Two characters that I like him as was Amun-Ra from Gods of Egypt. As a lot of people give that movie shit. I actually didn't mind it. I mean, yes, it's bad, but I still liked it, you know? Then there is, he plays Barbosa. And I like during, I think it's the third movie, the bloopers for the third movies. You got Orlando Bloom commanding the ship because they're about to go off the edge of the world. And then you see Barbossa, he's like, nay, belay that. And then he looks at Bloom, and Bloom's looking at him, and he's like, do something else. It's like fucking hilarious. I mean, oh my God. That monkey that they have at Jack the Monkey, the undead monkey. I love that too. A lot of people forget that this movie, or they had to change their, or they had to either, I think it was either delayed or they changed it, or they had to change it a little bit because the pirates in their decayed form due to the Curse of the Black Pearl looked a lot like the mummy from the Brendan Fraser 99 film. And so it's like, oh shit, So they had to change it up a little bit. I think they even delayed the movie a little bit because they had to make the changes. And it's like, well, yeah, kind of makes sense, do it. But a lot of people ask, and it's even addressed in the film, it's like, do you think he makes it up or all up, sir? Or is he really just that brilliant? And it's the Royal Navy that is addressing this about Jack, because Jack Sparrow does some crazy things. And you think that, oh my God, this man is absolutely nuts. He's got the biggest freaking luck streak. Is it luck, though? Or does Jack Sparrow just have that brilliant of a mind? I mean, in Curse of the Black Pearl, you see him ask some pretty good questions, like, or when people are talking about the Black Pearl, and it's like, I heard that they go into a port, shoot it up, no survivors. No survivors. Well, then where do the stories come from? It's a good shot there, man. And then there's also the bit where he's like, are you mad? Well, thank God for that. Or you must be mad. Thank God for that. Otherwise, this probably won't work. And he fires a cannon, which blows a hole in the mast of Beckett's ship, which allows that, or which stops them from being able to follow Jack, so that he can continue doing his manipulations unimpeded by the East India Trading Company. And so it's like, oh shit, it's so great, because it's like, do you think he just makes it all up, sir? Or is he really just that brilliant? I mean, especially how they did the Dauntless, where he goes to try to steal the Dauntless, and the Interceptor goes to catch up with him. So as everybody on the Interceptor is going on to the Dauntless, him and freaking Orlando Bloom, Will Turner, are going on to the Interceptor, cut all the lines, and freaking take off with the faster ship. And it's like, oh shit. It's like, damn, dude. And I love what he says. This will be the day you all remember as the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow. I believe there's a captain in there somewhere. Captain Jack Sparrow. How would you compare Johnny Depp's Captain Jack Sparrow with his other roles, such as Edward Scissorhands, Ed Wood, Sleepy Hollow, Alice in Wonderland? He, as bad as those movies were, he was good as the Hatter. Have you ever wondered why a raven is like a writing desk? And that's a bit. Or I love how he goes nuts and whatnot. It's just freaking funny. Sleepy Hollow. I loved his role in Sleepy Hollow. I mean, Tim Burton does such crazy shit, man, with his movies. He does such crazy shit. Because it works too. He made 2 Batman movies that were just freaking awesome. He makes Beetlejuice. He does other movies, including the I think Tim Burton did the Alice in Wonderland movies. Beckett, my source is that I made it. Yeah. Elizabeth, that's a very compelling argument, Beckett. Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up. Good to see you, Nihilus. Good to see you, man. But yeah, I mean, Keira Knightley, I believe, got her starring role, or not starring, but got her start, I do believe, in 1999, when she was in The Phantom Menace. she was playing the decoy, Sabe, for Queen Amidala, which is pretty cool. Then you got Orlando Bloom. Joshua Gibbs. I love that, man. And the thing is, a lot of people think that Joshua Gibbs is truly a pervert because of what he said in the beginning of the first movie when young Elizabeth is on the ship and he's like, women being on ships are never a good thing. And it's true because back then sailors were a lot. I mean, it wasn't proper for women to go on ships because there was a risk of sexualized danger to them. When men are at sea, they hope to come home to their women. And so they pretty much make sure that they're having another kid by the time they are done having their way with their wives when they come home after sailing at sea for so long. My dog is too cute. I can't stand it. Please help. Yes. There is also the dog that is in all three of these movies, man. I mean, this dog was stuck on Port Royal, ends up with keys at the island in where Captain Jack or where Jack ran the Black Pearl aground full of the island of cannibals. And then this dog was also worshipped as a god on that island, mind you. And then the dog ends up at frickin' the pirate stronghold with the keys to the Codex for Pirates, the Pirate Codex. It's insane, man. It's insane. It's like, wait, how'd the dog get sea turtles, mate? And each of these movies have a post-credit scene where the post-credit scene, because if you watch the first one, Curse of the Black Pearl, you don't see that scene, you don't understand why the monkey is still undead. Because the monkey actually went back to the island, took a piece of gold, and still became an undead monkey. Also, you have what's his name? Barbossa, and he is Barbossa, and was killed in the beginning or the end of the first movie, shot through the chest after the curse was lifted, and he's like, after all these years, you waste your shot. He didn't, and then they drop the coin. He's got the hole in him already, but then he becomes human, and it's like, oh shit, I got shot, but I can't heal from that, you know? It's such an interesting scene. And so then there's the, by the way, folks, make sure that you smash that like button. It helps get the channel noticed a little bit more. And thank you to all those who are giving it views, even if it is for hate views or whatever, because I do also, or views are important as well. So thank you for that. But yeah, these movies, then we get into the second one where they go to Tia Dalma. I gotta say, man, Naomi Harris as Tia Dalma, she looks beautiful. And even as Tia Dalma, she kind of looks rather attractive too, in her whole hoodoo voodoo getup. But then she also plays a similar character, but different, in the Venom 2 movie, where she plays essentially a screaming character who is dangerous to symbiotes because of her stuff. And it's like, holy shit, man. How would I compare Keira Knightley's Elizabeth Swann with such roles as Pride and Prejudice? Never saw it. Atonement, never saw it. The Duchess, never saw it. Bend It Like Beckham, never saw it. Love Actually, never saw it. A Dangerous Method, never saw it. I haven't really watched a lot of Keira Knightley films. The only movie that I've seen with Keira Knightley are these films and episode 1 of The Phantom Menace. So I can't really do much of a comparison there, dude. However, Orlando Bloom, I did see this. How would I compare his Will Turner with other roles such as Legolas? Troy, I haven't seen. Kingdom of Heaven, haven't seen. The Three Musketeers, haven't seen that one yet, the 2011. I only know him from this and Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. He sucked in The Hobbit because he wasn't supposed to be there. Lord of the Rings, he did very good. But Johnny Depp, man, Johnny Depp kills it with every role he's in. Johnny Depp kills it with every role he is in. Unfortunately, in the last movies that I don't really want to talk about too much on here, I want to only give my thoughts on a trilogy. But the last movie, he didn't do very good because he even admitted during the blooper reel, it's like, I am so drunk right now. Because at that point, he was being very much abused by Amber Heard. So, and you also couldn't even understand in the final cut what the hell he was saying because he was so freaking drunk. But yeah, in other roles, he does a great job. My issue with these movies is that it is not how pirates really acted. Of course not. It's the stereotypical pirate. And it's good to see NB Geeks. Always a pleasure to have you on, buddy. Howdy do. But yes, I do like, the movie is a comedy, action, and a thriller, so to speak. But then we get to the second movie, in which I love the panic of which Jack Sparrow has after he gets the black mark from Bootstrap Bill Turner. And he starts freaking out on the Pearl, telling everybody, he's like, movement, I want movement. And he's like, we need to get out as if the devil himself and itself are upon us. And it's like, what the hell's going on? Or what's our heading, Captain? Land. What port? I didn't say port. I said land. And so, I mean, it's just so freaking great, you know? And the beast is coming. The Kraken is coming after him, and he loses his hat, which he's always had. And that undead freaking monkey steals the hat, and it's like, and they throw it overboard. It's like, no, leave it, run. And so he's he's like hiding. He's like, what's our heading, Captain? I didn't say port. I said land, just any land. And so he's hiding again, and then he comes up and he sees Josh McGibbs, and he's like, I just love how he's scared. He is so freaking scared that every movement scares him. And so he's back up hard to the deck of the ship. And he's like, Jack, shh. For Christ's sake, Jack, what's coming after us? Nothing. Everything's cool. It's just so freaking great, man. And then Will Turner, but the fun thing about the second movie is how the beginning really is a dark beginning, because Will Turner and Keira Knightley's character Elizabeth have their happy ending at the end of the first movie. But then the second movie comes in, they're being arrested for helping Jack, they're also to face death for their helping Jack by the East India Trading Company. The East India Trading Company basically got Victoria Fiducia, which means absolute authority, or Autor Fiducia, which basically means that the king or the Kingdom of England has given him authority to take over Port Royal and any places thereabouts to destroy and get rid of the piracy problem. Do not get me wrong, they are fun, just the reality of pirates, but JD has range from A Nightmare on Elm Street. That was his first movie, by the way. To 21 Jump Street. Tim Burton loves him for sure. He does have range. Oh, definitely. I love how his interactions with Orlando Bloom, he's like, or after he finds out who he is, it's like, that is a family name, I wonder. Named for your father, I bet. Yeah. Oh, good man. Or sounds like a good man. And so he helps him after only learning his name. He's like, good man. Or he's like, I'm not a fool, Jack. You knew my father, didn't you? I was one of many people who knew your father, but I knew him well enough to know him properly as William Turner. Good man. Good pirate. My father wasn't a pirate. Your father was a scallywag. He was a pirate. Get over it. He's like, my father was not a pirate. And he pulls a string to throw the sail mast into him and have him hanging over the ship. And it's like, you're going to have to square away with the fact that your father was a pirate. And you can also square away that you're now basically helping a pirate, in which basically you are a pirate. It's in your blood. You might as well go with it. Because I can't really sail the ship by myself, so I would appreciate it if you stop being an idiot. And then he lets it back on, and they go to Tortuga. And I love it's like Josh McGibbs no longer is with the Royal Navy. But however, he's basically a freelancer in Tortuga, and they wake him up because he's sleeping with the pigs. And it's like, oh, Jack. And so when he gets up and friggin' Orlando Bloom splashes him, he's like, Christ, I'm already awake. That was for the smell. Yeah. I like how Jack arrives there. Scarlet. Quick. Not sure I deserve that one. And then he sees the other one. Who's she? Huh? Quick. That one I may have deserved. I just love how he does it, man. I think the actual question on all our minds is, where's all the rum go? Yes. Movies also known as How to Fence with a Cutlass. Yeah. Yep. I mean, these movies for the late 90s, early 2000s had great sword choreography. You had slow choreography for some scenes, yes, but then you also had those really brilliant sword fights where, as much as I like the movie Blade, folks, I'm going to give Blade as an example of some of the worst fighting or worst sword choreography ever, because, hold on one moment. Okay, I'm back. So to use this is my cane, folks. This is just a cane. See? This is a cane. There's nothing detachable about it. It's just a stick as far as I'm concerned. Blade, this was the choreography in Blade. Bing, 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 bing. Occasionally down low swing. Bing, 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 bing. One-handed. Bing, 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 bing. That's all it was in Blade. And a couple of flourish jumps and whatnot, sure. Then you have Pirates of the Caribbean. Boom, bam, swish, repost, overhand, side slash, all over the place. You had, basically, by comparison, for Blade sword choreography to Pirates of the Caribbean choreography is basically the equivalent to Disney Star Wars lightsaber choreography to prequel choreography. Much better. So, there's a clear difference. But as I said, as much as I like Blade, that choreography was terrible. Where in this one, you have a more fluid movement. High, repost, slash, parry. And it's more of a fencing kind of gesture. And it's much better, too. How would I compare Dead Man's Chest with other 2006 films? Such as Casino Royale. I was checked out of Bond by then. V for Vendetta, very good film. Happy Feet, that's fun. Apocalypto, never saw it. Rocky Balboa, great movie. That movie has still the most poignant scene ever in cinema. Pan's Labyrinth, I have yet to watch it. I'm interested, but I have yet to watch it. Cars, Pixar film, fun movie. But when it comes to the ones that I have seen, Dead Man's Chest, I would say is in the higher echelon of them. But Rocky Balboa was definitely the best film of that year. And I think it was 2003, not 2006. I could be wrong, though. But yeah, but yeah, I could be wrong. I don't know. I might be wrong. Oh, yeah, that little guy. What's his name? Martin Kleba. He was also hilarious in the second one and in the first one and in the third one. I mean, the dude, folks, face it, little people in film equals a little bit extra humor. Until I see a movie where a midget is a serial killer, you really can't get much. They really can't get out of the stigma of being, well, son of a bitch. Never mind. There's Leprechaun. Oh, God. I just kind of walked right into that one, didn't it? Yeah, Rocky Balboa did come out in 2006, yeah. Or 2006. Okay, yeah, never mind. Yeah, so okay, I did get that wrong. But yeah, they were good movies. Oh my God. So all right. So there's that one. And hold on one second, folks. I'll get it later. Alrighty, so getting back to this. Yeah, we then see that he is scared and his ship gets found, and then we see the ship that his hat ends up crossing lanes with gets yanked down into the water by something that moves under the water so quickly, yet also doesn't disturb the water. The crap. And well, Elizabeth and Will Turner are trying to find Jack in order to get the letters of marque, and which is essentially a pardon over in the royal areas. But they don't realize that the East India Trading Company is basically going to double cross them in any shape, way, or form. So they're looking for the heart of Davy Jones. And Davy Jones played brilliantly by Bill Nye. Bill Nye, folks, is one of the best freaking actors I have ever seen when he came on the scene. Or I first saw him on the scene in Underworld, where he played Victor. And then I saw him in this one. And then I saw him in a bunch of other ones with the Simon Pegg and Nick Frost movies. He is such a great actor. I loved him as Hephaestus in Wrath of the Titans. That's the plan, is it? Yeah. Right then. Right. Well, in that case, we'd best prepare for what? End of the bloody world. I love it. Bill Nye is so freaking awesome. I also do wonder if he has a little bit of a twitch, or his twitches come out and whatnot. And it's like, I wonder if he does have one. JD killed Freddy, or killed by Freddy. Johnny Depp killed by Freddy. Kevin Bacon was killed by Jason, or Jason's mom. Jamie Lee Curtis was almost killed by Michael several times. I do recognize HT or H2K, yeah, and or H2O. I'm guessing you meant. Who knew what we were getting back then? Yeah, that is true, man. But yeah, I like how he sends over Will. He's like, oh, by the way, if you get caught, tell him that Jack Sparrow sent you to settle his debt. Might save your life. And so we see what Davy Jones has become. And he is this octopus crab-like being. He's become less human. And you see, or is like, do you fear death? Do you want to take or be part of my crew 100 years to the mast to delay the judgment and whatnot? And it's like, woof. You see all these guys as these fish people for so long, and then at the end of At World's End, when the curse is lifted after Davy Jones is killed, you see that Will Turner is taking his place. So it's like, oh shit, yeah, you know. Hey, Vanya, it's okay, man. You don't have to apologize for being late. It happens. And I do thank you for coming on, man, or for coming in. I got 6 people on YouTube and 9 people on X. That's awesome numbers, folks. Thank you so much. I am very humbled. And looks like we lost somebody. Yep, we lost somebody because I noticed they were there. But yeah, how would I compare At World's End with 2007 films such as Order of the Phoenix? Meh. Transformers? Meh. Spider-Man 3? Blech. Shrek the Third? Meh. Live Free or Die Hard? Awesome. Ratatouille? Never saw it. The Mist? Never saw it. I Am Legend? Meh. At World's End? Awesome. Right up there with Live Free or Die Hard. I did find the Gambling Time was pretty cool. Yeah. And but going back to the second one, because I don't want to get too far into At World's End yet. All the fun and all the hoopla and stuff and the fighting over the choreography was definitely done better in the second one, because you are not going to get better than 3 people doing a sword fight, fighting against each other at the same time, simultaneously, and then having 2 of them fencing, sword fighting, and whatnot on a rolling wheel. That's the amount I would fall off 9 times out of 10. It's insane. Also, Keira Knightley had that really good flip, swish, and underneath her pits stabs into them, or stabs into her pursuers. That's a nice little job there, man. Very good sword handling there. And I mean, these movies just do such a great job with what they have. Plus the digital stuff for the characters, like Davy Jones. That's early 2000s, or that's mid 2000s to the comparisons of the 2020s. Disney's digital has gone down the drain completely. They suck. I mean, back in the early Disney days, man, or in those early 2000s and mid to early 2000s and stuff, you had great shit. Disney actually had content that was worth watching and stuff. They hadn't really gone down the proverbial destructive phase of sexualizing kids, although they were probably doing that in the background. Unfortunately, at that time, I did not wake up to it yet. But yes, these movies still had some good quality to them. And I like Stellan Skarsgård, man, as Bootstrap Bill Turner. Bootstrap Bill is he's trying to keep his son from being harmed while on the Flying Dutchman. Well, then he's like, you either whip your son or the bosun will do it. And he's like, no, I won't. Bosun. And then he's like, no, I'll do it. Fine. And so he gives him 5 lashes. And he's like, I expect, or his son goes off on him. He's like, I expect what you did can be seen as a lack, or as a act of compassion. Yes. The bosun prides himself in cleaving flesh from bone with every swing. Meaning that dude also has enhanced strength, most likely, due to his being undead and all. So yeah, we also find out more lore about stuff. The hints of Calypso, the sea goddess, and such, being needing to be released. That was an interesting plot point. Who is this mysterious pirate or person in her back room that the monkey has taken such interest in? I mean, these are all nice little setup things. And then after Jack finally gets hit by the Kraken and whatnot, it's like, oh shit, man. And there's also the fight over the heart of Davy Jones, and I love everybody's favorite part in the second movie. Well, mostly everybody's favorite part. Look what I got. It's going really. I got a jar tat. I got a jar tat. And guess what's inside it? Enough. Hard to stop it. I mean, I love this, man. Plus, cannon warfare. They actually do a good job in showing what really happens during cannon warfare when you see these naval ships getting hit with stuff. Plus, the first one gave us a small taste. It's like, stop blowing holes in my ship. It's such a great shot, man. And when he turns around, he's on that other ship, and when Jack is looking at him, and then he lowers the scope, and he's like, "Oh shit, he's right on the ship with me." it's such a great shot, you know. They had such creativity for these movies, and they're solid films. They all work very well together. They keep to what they've done in the previous, carry it over, expand it a little bit more. When you get to the other ones where he's going after Agua de Vida, the Fountain of Youth, and then there's the other one where Dead Men Tell No Tales, they changed so much of the lore. Dead Men Tells No Tales changed it way, way up by having Jack have the compass before he got it from Tia Dalma. Tia Dalma gave him the compass, or she borrowed it to him. But he comes by it in a different way in the last Pirates movie that ended up just really not doing good. But yeah, when it comes to these movies, man, you got the great cast and whatnot. Keith Richards plays Jack Sparrow's dad, and I love that. He's like, "How's mom?" And I love it. He like lifts up a shrunken head. She looks gorgeous. She looks great. Yeah. How would I compare Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy with other Disney non-animated films such as Old Yeller, Return to Oz, The Rocketeer, Mighty Joe Young, Remember the Titans, Mary Poppins? We don't talk about Shrek the Third, right? This one did it right. I would say Old Yeller is a classic. Return to Oz was meh. Rocketeer, great film. Mighty Joe Young. Are we talking the Keira Knightley one with the or Bill Paxton one? I think, or that was decent. Remember the Titans is a great film. Mary Poppins, you can't get much better than Mary Poppins. Disney had a quality about them, folks, before what they have become nowadays. Disney is now a shell of what it has formerly become. I don't support Disney as much as I used to when these movies were out and coming out and whatnot. I loved Disney as a kid, as a growing, budding adult, and then as I got older and saw what they have done and whatnot, and how the evil that they have perpetuated and perpetrated themselves, it makes it hard to still support them, you know? Now, yes, I fully admit I do have Disney Plus and I do have Hulu. I have the bundle so that I can watch things like Shogun, and I like that movie Prey. And yes, I do acknowledge that these are Disney creations. I do acknowledge that these are supporting Disney for the $25 a month. That is it. That is all I do. But you know what? Life is full of compromise. I'm not going to fault a person, but I've often said, if everybody were to get rid of their Disney Plus, not just me, but everybody, I would be the last person standing that would be basically the ones to look at Disney and say, yep, time to get rid of it. You guys just kind of you lost your shit, you know? I like what they were, not what they've become. I enjoyed the older stuff and the original Kingdom Hearts games as an example. Yep. Not including Marvel films and live action remakes. Yeah. Animated films were a lot better. Also, yes, the Theron remake, or the remake with Charlize Theron and Paxton. Yeah. It was a good movie. I thought it was a good movie. Yeah. But getting back to Pirates, we learned that the East India Trading Company is closing in on people, and they want the heart of Davy Jones so that they can essentially rule the seas and get rid of all the pirates. And we find that Captain Norrington, who was in the first one trying to get Jack Sparrow, failed to get him in the second one, but stole the heart because he's not an idiot. He actually managed to get the heart, also got the letters of marque, signed his name and whatnot, and brought the heart to the East India Trading Company, in which they made him a fleet admiral. And then we also have, or they now have also the Flying Dutchman at their command, because otherwise they'll destroy the heart. And the music for these movies are freaking great too, especially the Heartbreak tune when played on organ by Bill Nye. It is so freaking great. The way that he plays it with such fury and agony at the same time. It's just so, I love how he does it. It really is that good. I kind of have Disney Plus, but it's not mine to give up. It is, in fact, a family account. Yeah. That I sometimes use for Percy Jackson, which was actually good. Nice. And thank you, Janet from Another Planet. The awesome and beautiful Janet from Another Planet. Smash that like button, folks. Definitely hit that like button. Thank you so much to the, how many people we got in here? We got 6 people on YouTube and 10 people on X. Also, folks watching on X, if you want to continue watching, hit the like button and also share it out, repost it and whatnot. So yes, it's always, or these movies really do have a wonderful score to them, wonderful music. And then you see the third one, which is still good. However, it is a slight step, or it's a slight step up, yet also a slight step down. Now, the fun thing about the dog with the keys, in the second movie, he's stuck on the cannibal island, and they end up worshiping him. He's the one with those damn keys in his mouth, and still alive. Literally, my only problem with the Percy Jackson show is that it sometimes feels like a new game plus run of the first book, or new game plus run of the first book. But that aside, it's really good. Awesome. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. I'm not going to say you can't. I ain't like that. I ain't like others. But then you get to the third movie. This dog is still fucking alive. And I love what Keith Richards says. He's like, Captain Teague says, he's like, sea turtles, mate. And his introduction during the shipwreck, or at Shipwreck Cove, he's like, hang the code. Boom. The code is law. You're not going to follow the law. You're not a pirate. And it's like, oh, shit. So then you have Jack Sparrow, who is his son. And they're like, we need a pirate captain to declare war, or a pirate lord to declare war. Well, that ain't going to happen because all the captains vote for themselves. And they all vote for themselves. And, well, Captain Jack Sparrow throws a wrench in that. Elizabeth Swann. Well, shit. You know? And all of them are starting to bitch and fight about it. And he's like, so I take it you're all not going to hold to the code then? And then you see Keith Richards just pull a string out of his guitar and look at everybody like, I just shot one person. You really want me to pull another musket or another pistol? And they're all like, fine, what is the Pirate King's wishes? We fight. We go to war. And it's such great, man. It feels like every Pirates movie after 3 went a bit off the road. Yeah. The signs were there in 3. Yeah. First one's good. Second one's good. Third one, a slight step down from good. The first one is good. Second one, a little bit better. Third one, oh my God, man. It kind of went a little bit nuts, but it didn't overdo it too badly. I love Jack I love Jack Sparrow in Davy Jones' locker, where he is all these several different ones, or all these several different Jack Sparrows, where he's about to eat the peanut, and then he gets shot, and another one eats the peanut, and then he shoots another one and stabs another one, and then he's just standing there like as these rocks that become crabs. It's just so fucking awesome. And he's like, and then he just starts running, and it's such a great meme. That just becomes such a gif, gift and meme. It is so great, you know. But yeah, these movies, objectively speaking, some of them, or they could have a little bit better to them. Who better to hang out with in purgatory than your own clones? It drive you nuts. But then again, when he got out of the locker, he still was talking with himself in several different ways. So the madness kind of followed him. But I also like when he sees the people who traveled into the locker to get him. He's like, "We're all here, Chip." He's like, "Well, if you're all here, then you can all fuck right off because all of you tried to kill me. One of you actually succeeded." And then it's like, they look at her and she's like, "Oh shit." He just fucking added me. I mean, it's such a great, there's just so many great lines. I can't quote them all, you know? But then you look at you also look at the blooper reels of these movies. They're just so great, man. You also have the fly on set that's just driving everybody nuts. I mean, it's so freaking great, you know? And I like in the first one, she's like, it's like, "Those are a lot of big words, Missy. We're all just a bunch of humble pirates." And then she tells him in more simple terms, "I'm disinclined to acquiesce to your request." Means no. This is like, oh shit. He just showed himself to be a lot more proper, you know? So when we see him in the fourth one, he's essentially he's a turncoat that went with the British Empire, you know. "I lost the pearl when I lost my leg." Lost the pearl? If that ship gone down, you should have gone with her. Or if that ship go down properly, you should have gone with her. Yeah. How would you compare the trilogy with other pirate genre films such as Treasure Island, Hook, The Princess Bride, Goonies, Cutthroat Island? Cutthroat Island was very good. Captain Phillips, Yellowbeard, and yada yada. You want to know it's a good pirate film, and a lot of people don't consider it a pirate film, but it is a good pirate film. Swiss Family Robinson is actually a pirate film. So yeah, it's actually a very, very good pirate film too. And but other ones, I mean, Goonies, obviously a great film. Princess Bride, such a god damn, that movie is so fun. Captain Phillips, I haven't seen that, I don't think. Yellowbeard. Try watching Blackbeard's Ghost Neozoic. If you haven't seen Blackbeard's Ghost, dear God, you are going to laugh your eyes out, man. Hook, also a good film. Also a good pirate film. Yep. But yeah, the concept of Davy Jones and his ship, part of the crew, and Stellan Skarsgård, the way that he played how he is becoming part of the ship, and he is also starting to lose his mind a little bit. He's like, "William, you know William?" And then she has this whole conversation with him. And then yet he goes back to a ship, or he goes back into the ship, and until she hears his name again, or he hears his name again, he's like, "William, you know my William?" And he's kind of like reset, like an Alzheimer's patient. And I thought that was a very fun or very good scene, because it shows that he is slowly losing himself, you know? It would be funny, I'd like to see Jack Sparrow try to become a space pirate. Well, he died in 1800, so I think it didn't really work out well for him, you know? What else can be discussed about it? because we are getting to the final countdown of 5 minutes or 4.5 minutes. Any questions from the comment section? Let's see here. Oh, the third film's post-credit scene was Keira Knightley seeing her husband come back after 10 years after she has a 9 to 10-year-old son, which was nice. Or Jack meets Edward Kenway from Black Flag. Interesting crossover, sure. I think they'd get along. Yeah, I think that would be an interesting crossover. Kenway, yeah. Fun question. If you were the writer, how would you end the Caribbean films or a film series? I would have ended it with the third one, as is. Yep. I would have ended it with the third one as is. I wouldn't have even had the other two made. It's just because they went from making Jack a black-haired pirate to a fucking blonde-haired pirate. It's like, when did Jack get blonde dreads? Made no sense. And there was also way too much wrong with it. But yeah, anyway, folks, part of the ship, part of the crew, the Dutchman always needs a captain. So yeah, Will Turner becomes the new captain of the Flying Dutchman. My next themes, next week will be the Karate Kid trilogy. I have yet to come up with a theme for July. It will most likely be patriotism thoughts. They might not even be about movies. Who knows? I have yet to think of anything. Either end it with the third one or have Jack go out in a last stand against the law, RDR style. RDR? Yeah. Have him go out in the way he went out against the Kraken, man. Just try to kill the bastard. Greg Ellis was in this franchise. He also voiced Evil Incarnate and Haunting Ground. Cool. Cool. And good to see you, Christian Freights. Make sure that you smash that like button, please. Also, folks, if you are Red Dead Redemption. Okay, cool. Not much of a gamer anymore. But also, folks, if you haven't followed me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I am doing so many cool shit. I'm doing remixes and whatnot and edits to reels and stuff to give my own take on them. I've actually kind of blown up over there, which is kind of cool because it's like, I mean, let me check it right now, man. Let's see here. This is an email, so let's get rid of this because it's like, oh, you went live. Yeah, I know I went live. But Instagram, it's like, holy crap, dude. Pretty sure. Let's get ready to rumble. And I didn't say do that. I said do that. Turn it down. Just don't want to get copyright struck. But yeah, basically, I do these kind of things here. And this one has 1,684 likes. I don't ever get that many likes and shit. So yeah, it's great. And it's good that I kind of found a good calling. But this one is like, holy shit, 24,000 or 24,000 views on it. And these are the kind of things that are cool enough, you know? 92 people booked or saved it. Holy shit. You know? It's good to get noticed every now and then. But I just do this shit for fun, you know? And it's always fun to do that stuff. So if you're following me on Instagram or haven't followed me on Instagram, don't even have an Instagram, get Instagram. Basically, I'm this Orange Hat Reviews. Because there are 2 Orange Hat Reviews on there. I'm this one. I'm the one with the film reel and the orange hat. The other one is my old account that got hacked. So definitely follow me over there. I got great stuff here, man. I continue doing all these things like when that drunk idiot, or it's like the same scene there when online keyboard warriors need a reality check. And when you spend all that time saving for your dream vacation and all that, I do all sorts of stuff trying to be funny, and it works, you know. I own a rare autograph of Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom. Nice. Nice. But yes, folks, I am at the hour. Old West Outlaw style. Nice. Yes, take care. Orange and Nihilist, Janet, MB Geeks, Vanya, Conroy, David, Nerd Review, Christian, and all the rest of the awesome, cool folks. Legend says if he ever removes his hat, a great and terrible power will be unleashed. Oh, believe me, if I ever remove the hat, that's when all gloves are off, you know? Anyway, folks, thank you so much. Next week is the Karate Kid trilogy. That's a trilogy that I really do identify with. Yes, I will also be discussing a little bit of Cobra Kai with it because, well, Cobra Kai is coming out soon. But yes, I will be discussing the Karate Kid trilogy, possibly even the other one. But yeah, thank you to everybody who have tuned in. Y'all are freaking amazing and awesome people. Follow me on my on both of these Twitter accounts. This one, I'm more positive. I don't get into the drama and I don't do politics too much on it. This one is my political one where I do give more unfettered opinions and such and retaliatory remarks and stuff like that. But other than that, it's just mostly entertainment and politics. On this one, it's not. It's just positivity, Star Wars, and cool stuff, you know? Anyway, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all are freaking awesome. Stay tuned for tonight. I'm going to be on the Barroom Podcast on Society Reviews channel. And we'll be talking some interesting stuff over there. And yeah, y'all have a wonderful day. And always remember to stay humble.
Are you done? Are you done?